Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the 2019 NOFSRL/NIRA Christmas Eve 500. Merry Christmas everybody, it's hard to believe we're already here, but we are, for the final special event of 2019, the penultimate race of 2019 on Napa Fan. And we are here alongside the NIRA co-owner, Nathan Stapleton. And first of all, great to have you back for this race once again. Great to do this race with both leagues once again. And it's not a battle race, it's just a dual league race, basically. And it's going to be a fun one here from the Daytona International Speedway. 60 laps. We'll probably have one pit stop in today's event. And Nathan, what is the strategy to win this race? They're going all out. Everyone's here for the race victory. How are they going to do it here today on Christmas Eve?
Well, this is easily one of the biggest special events, both on mine and on more channels. Here at Daytona, it's all about surviving the big one at first, but overall it's about pit strategy, because like you said, there's going to be at least one pit stop in this race, and who knows, will that pit stop happen before we see the big one? Or will it happen after we see the big one? There's not that many cars left on the racetrack. And the big question is, can Colton Yo win this event 3 years in a row in that number 12?
And that is the big story coming into today's event. Colton Yo, driving the number 12, has won the Christmas Eve 500 the past 2 years. There is only 2 Napa Fan wins. So we'll have to see if he gets his third career Napa Fan win in the same event all 3 years. And you know what? I give him just as best of a shot as anybody to do it here today at Daytona. We're not going to take too long to get everything started. Like I mentioned, it's a special event. We do have a few guys who are making their first career Napa Fan starts and even their first career NIRA starts here today, including the driver starting on the pole, Jacob Thibodeau, in the number 41, his first career Napa Fan start, and you know how it usually goes if these drivers making their first career starts in a special event. They tend to go to victory lane. It happens quite often. He's alongside the 47 of Noah Clifton. Those two guys going to lead the field of the green flag here at Daytona. And we're ready to get these guys to roll off. The starting lineup there on the side of your screen. And we're looking forward to a great race here today with Jacob Thibodeau in the number 41 leading the field of the green flag alongside Noah Clifton. Row number 2 sees the number 20 of Ashlyn Boi, fresh off a Krispy Kreme Series championship, and not the NIRA Krispy Kreme Series, but the NOFSRL Krispy Kreme Series. Yes, we have 2 of them. But Ashlyn Boi, fresh off of that streak, and he won 3 races in a row over in that series, so we'll have to see if he can get a 5th win of the year. He won the James and Ian Wickard shootout earlier this year. Watch out for Ashlyn Boyd here in the Christmas Eve 500. He's alongside the number 37 machine. That car driven by Wyatt Quayle. Number 24, that is Johnny Gardner alongside Zachary Fitzwater. Really strong row number 3 right there. The 72 machine of Zachary DeLello. The other Zachary in the fields alongside the 19 machine of Gabriel Mauricio. Great to see this guy back on Napa Fan. He's been racing on Napa Fan since before this channel was Napa Fan, so great to have Gabriel Mauricio in this event. And rounding out the top 10 starting positions, the number 38 machine of Quinton Moore will be alongside the 43 of Tyler Fink to round out the top 10 starting positions here in the Christmas Eve 560 laps. So we're going to have a lot of time to talk about a lot of these drivers in this race. But Nathan, who do you think is going to be in victory lane for the 2019 Christmas Eve 500?
Overall, anyone can get this W here this morning on Christmas Eve, but I'm going to say it's me, one of the NIRA drivers. I think Zachary Fitzwater will finally win, not only on my channel, and I think he will get yet another win on my channel.
We'll have to see. That's not a bad pick at all. He's won a Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500, and he has also won the opening event in the Turkey Hill Truck Series here this year. He starts 6th, but it's Jacob Thibodeau in the 41 leading the field of the green flag. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everybody. We're green flag racing at Daytona. Lap 1 led by Thibodeau in the 41 machine. His first ever lap on Napa Fan is a lap led, and I forgot just how fast these Cup cars go here. I've been doing the Turkey Hill Trick Series and the Krispy Kreme Series. They both run CTS Physics. Been a long time since I've used a Cup Physics, and I just forgot how awesomely fast it is. And these guys are whipping it around here at Daytona. Lap 2 of 60. There goes Clifton to the outside. He's got that help from the 37 machine of Wyatt Quill behind him, and we remain side by side here at Daytona in the Christmas Eve 500.
Yeah, double file, about 5 rows deep, top 10 all too wide here at Daytona, and then it's about row number 6 or 6 deep, 6 or 7 deep now. You see 3 wide, but that 23 is stuck in the middle of Derek Camel.
And that is Derek Hamill, like you mentioned, in the middle back in there, but for the most part, double wide throughout a majority of the field. So these guys are playing it very safe at the start of this race, and they're deadlocked up front between Clifton and Thibodeau. Great battle between these two drivers right here. One with a lot of experience on that player, and the other not as much. But Thibodeau does have a lot of experience in the NSRL, so it's not like this guy doesn't know what he's doing. So watch out for Thibodeau in this race. You could have a really good shot at getting his first career Napa Fan win. Of course, I know the Napa Fan stuff a lot more than Nathan does, but Nathan knows the NIRA stuff a lot more than I do. So tell us about some of these guys on your NIRA team here today.
Well, Nathan Fagan, he made it into the Red Bull Cup Series playoffs, so he is coming off some momentum. He didn't make it that far, but he was a very consistent driver this season. Mr. Collins, he didn't have a good season this year in the Red Bull Cup Series. He's trying to get some momentum. Quentin Moore, as of this recording, he is in the round of 8, so he's trying to carry more momentum into possibly Homestead after this race goes out. Of course, Fitzwater, he's still never won on my channel. It's hard to believe that the god of NR 2003, with over 300 plus wins, he still has never won on this channel.
We'll have to see what he can do. Fitzwater going for his 18th career win on Napa Fan, one of the top 5 all-time winningest drivers over on my channel. So, tale of 2 different leagues for Zachary Fitzwater, but a win here today would be a win on both Napa Fan and the NIRA, so that would be a pretty cool victory if Fitzwater were able to pull it off. You got Ashland Boyd right there on the inside, and I'm loving what this guy's been doing as of late. Krispy Kreme Series champion in the NOFSRL. He's in the middle right now, number 38 machine on the inside. That is Quentin Moore, and only his 2nd career Napa Fan start. Of course, he's made a lot more NIRA starts, so you know this guy a lot more than I do. But he's working that inside lane there with the 14 machine of Sebastian Kukulon behind him. We know that Kukulon's good. He's won here twice before, but they're almost 4 wide off the corner. They are going to keep it together. That was close right there. Kukulon moved up in the Ashland Boyd. Thankfully, no accident ensued because of that right there. Right behind him, number 11 of Ace Garcia. And Ace Garcia's won a Meliello Smooth Fest here before on Napa Fan, so you know he's good. And my man Cameron Garlington on the inside. Won the Season 6 Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500, so a lot of guys have a lot of experience here at Daytona specifically on that inside lane, looking to take this lead away here in the next couple of laps. They're still 3 wide. Gotta give a lot of credit to Noah Clifton on that outside lane. He's been hanging on to it very well throughout this whole event. They're swarming 3 wide around him. To the inside, the number 14 machine of Sebastian Kukulon is going to lead lap number 7 here in the Christmas Eve 500.
Now, Noah Clifton, he's had a kind of a topsy-turvy season in the Red Bull Cup Series this season. But after Indianapolis, he started to get on a roll. And right now, he's doing a pretty good job in that electrical plaid number 47 color. I hate plaid, so that's probably my least favorite color in the field. But one of my best Australian friend is driving it, so I don't know how to feel about that.
Got some mixed feelings on the number 47. But hey, I think Noah Clifton is better than plaid is bad. So, I think you should root for that 47. There goes Cameron Garland to the inside. Got a push right there to the inside machine to the inside of the 11 machine, I should say. Josh Williamson in the 00, and Williamson's been doing a pretty good job in the Turkey Hill Truck Series so far. Of course, the finale is going to be tomorrow over on Napa Fan right here if you're watching here. But Josh Williamson been doing a pretty good job as of late in that series, 5 top 10s. Of course, he didn't even get a top 10 until the 10th race of the season. Had a really tough start to his career on Napa Fan, but he's doing a good job right now, leading the field here, and somebody's in the wall. That was the 31 machine. Nathan Faden caught in with Trey Wright. No caution. They kept it straight, but they got a lot of damage.
Wow. I don't know what happened there between those two, but the funny thing is that those two are both NIRA drivers, so that stings for me. But more importantly, tough break for both of those drivers. They both had thought that they had a really good shot into this race, but they're going to most likely lose the draft here at Daytona.
And you can see the smoke from where that accident occurred. If I feel like it, I'll put a replay of that accident in the corner, but I might not feel like it. Let's probably forget about it. But either way, there goes the number 51 machine of Julius Anderson. And Anderson won a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race over the summer at Watkins Glen. This guy's really good.
Uh-oh.
And almost 4 wide, but they kept it together right there. Number 48 right behind him. That's Christian Vargas there as well. And Vargas almost won the Haas IndyCar Series Championship. You know, I'm taking away all the star power from your guys. I'm talking about what they've done on my channel. But they're all Team NRA drivers here that I'm talking about. But they're doing a great job up front. And Christian Vargas going to the inside for the race lead on Julius Anderson.
Yeah, that number 48 of Christian Vargas, he's been a very solid and consistent driver. He doesn't have too many wins over in the NIRA, but he's always inside the top half of the field, and that's what he's doing right now in that number 48. And Mitchell Collins now, who's in the Napa IndyCar Series, he is going to take the race lead in the number 32.
And by the way, if you're wondering who painted this car set, it's Sergio Larvin. Alonso didn't give him credit at the top of the show, but he painted every single car in this car set. It's using the 2018 cars, the same set we used last year, but did a fantastic job. If you want to download it, link is in the description on my channel, and I'm probably give it to Nathan as well to put in the description of his channel. But huge thank you to Sergio Larvin Alonso for painting these schemes for us. Did a great job, and we love using this set for the Christmas Eve 500. There goes the number 9 to the inside of Mitchell Collins as the 62 of Travis Crampton. Took the lead there for a split second. Anthony Fox. He's on Team NOFSRL, his first career Napa Fan start. He's going to get a lap lead here. And watch out. A little bit behind there in that inside lane is the guy who's won this race the past 2 times. We've only held this event. This is only the 4th Christmas Eve 500 we've ever held. The first one was won by Caleb Hoffman, who's a legendary driver on Napa Fan. The other 2 have been won by Colton Yo, including the first one in 2017, his first career Napa Fan start. So watch out for Colton Yo. This is the only race he has ever won on Napa Fan. He's going for his 3rd career Napa Fan win and his 3rd Christmas Eve 500. This is his race, and he's moving his way on that inside lane as he pushes the 88 of Eli Bright to the lead. Eli Bright only has 3 career Napa Fan wins, 2 at Talladega, 1 at the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. He's only won on Super Speedways in his career. He's looking for a 4th one here today in the Christmas Eve 500.
Yeah, Eli Bright, I race a lot with him on NASCAR 4 online, but this might be one of his few starts over on the NIRA channel, so it's going to be interesting to see of how he does here this morning. But it sounds like he's a really good restricted weight or super speedway driver, and this plays right into his hands. But this event plays right into the hands of that number 12 of Colton Yo as he takes the race lead.
And Colton Yo is going to get a lap lead right there. But we're not really seeing these guys stay out front for too long. One thing, knock on wood right here, we have gone caution-free up to lap 16 in this race. We usually do not see a race go this long without a caution. And lots of times when we mention it, it happens right away. But we'll have to see how it all plays out as this thing goes on. And remember, we're going to have 1 pit stop in this race. It's going to be probably around lap 40, around that time. But only 1 pit stop in this race compared to maybe 2 that we've had in past years. So keep that in mind. It's only going to be a 1-stop race. That's just how it's Has to be, because they can't make it the whole race on one tank. 150 miles a little too long for that. To the inside for the race lead, number 18 machine, that is Silas Orta. Great to see this guy back. Made his first career Napa fan start in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series back in February, driving for Beast Racing. Has not raced since the Chick-fil-A Cup Series ended in September, but here he is in the middle lane there for Team NOFSRL. And like I mentioned once again, we're not really having a team battle. Just half of the cars were signed up on the NOFSRL side, the other half on the NIRA side, but the teams are not actually battling once against another. It's everyone for themselves in this race. That's mainly how it is. Number 92 to the inside, 4 wide. We got 4 wide there. That's the 92 machine of Bobby Fraser. Almost shot up into those guys. I'm telling you, at some point, somebody's going to make it 4 wide, and they are not going to get out of it alive. But we've seen everyone except for Nathan Faden and Trey Wright stay in contention in this race. Tough break for those guys, but they would hope for a caution to come out, especially Faden. I don't believe the 31 has that much damage, so I would imagine that Faden's got a shot at possibly getting back in the lead draft if he gets a caution. On the inside, number 22 machine, Bradley Ream, only his second career Napa fan start. Great to see this guy running up front. 78 back in there, Keyshawn Richardson. And the first ever winner on Napa fan, Jesse Turner in the number 17. Great to have that guy in this race, and he's moving his way through the field with Fitzwater. Yes, Zachary Fitzwater on the inside behind him. But the number 92 to the race lead, Bobby Fraser for Team NIRA. Gonna take it away.
You mentioned that you haven't seen a race gone this long without a caution here at Daytona. So the last time I've seen this happen was the first ever Red Bull Cup Series Daytona 500, where we went halfway, 20 laps out of 40 until a crash happened. But then Watchway flew into the catch fence off of turn 2. So, knock on wood, like you said, this is the same lap of when it happened, so who knows when we will crash here at Daytona.
It's going to be an interesting race, especially if it goes caution-free, but I doubt that's going to happen. I will say, we have seen races go this long before. Mainly, it's been the second Daytona race in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series that has done that. Right there, you know, they get a little loose off of turn 4 and they slide up. That's the 43 on the inside, Tyler Fink. Great run for him in this one. He's got the 13 machine of Zach Winkle behind him. Zach Winkle recently won his first career Napa fan race. As a matter of fact, he won the last special event on Napa fan, won the Thanksgiving 500, what am I saying? So you know this guy's good. He's going for the holiday sweep on Napa fan. Fink gonna take the race lead away. Turner led that last lap. Great to see him up front, but Winkle almost forced a 4-wide situation. They're going to keep it together, and we remain 3 wide throughout the whole pack. Just don't know how long they're going to keep it this way. To the inside, number 13 machine of Zach Winkle. And the 21's moving his way up here as well. That's Casey Nanico, number 4 of Ryan Durrani as well. And Shane Lake in the 10, all on the inside lane. It's great that we've seen a lot of different drivers lead this race so far. We've been able to talk about a lot of these guys, and none of these guys have gotten knocked out, per se, early on. Everybody is still on the lead lap, including Nathan Faden and Trey Wright. However, Faden and Wright are 25 seconds behind. I don't know if they got good race cars anymore, if they're going to have a shot at the race victory if we get a caution.
Yeah, that's a very tough break for Faden and Trey Wright, but that's the name of the game here at Daytona. But is also the name of the game is the big one. We haven't not seen it yet, but it is bound to happen. And whenever that does, that's going to change the whole complexity of this race. And normally, it's 4 wide here at Daytona.
Of course, when we were at Talladega in the Turkey Hill Truck Series and Krispy Kreme Series last week, we saw a couple of wrecks. Actually, Truck Series at Armory Digital, Krispy Kreme Series at Talladega, we had a couple of wrecks where they were not 4 wide, and they got into each other through the tri-oval. There's not as much room here at Daytona. They run much closer to each other here at Daytona than they do at Talladega or Armory Digital. So the odds of them kind of cutting down a little bit less likely because they don't really need to cut down. They're right on them. But either way, number 4 Ryan Durrani moving up on a big move out of Shane Lake to the middle lane. Zachary Fitzwater was leading that middle lane for a while. And you just got to think at some point they're going to go 4 wide somewhere throughout this pack. But the thing about Daytona, unlike Talladega and Armory Digital, they don't really have room to go 4 wide. So they actually stay like this longer in the race. Because of that, we get a lot more 4 wide situations to occur at those other 2 super speedways we go to. But here, it only happens, and when it happens, it's pretty much an instant wreck. So that's probably why we don't see it as frequently. Number 37, and I think we've gotten a full cycle here. Wyatt Quayle started 4th for this race, fell all the way back, and now he's moved his way back to the front. He's got the 95 machine of Sayer Diaz, his first career Napa Fam start. Working that inside lane there with the number 14 of Sebastian Cucolon behind him. And Gabriel Mauricio's up there as well in the 19.
Yeah, a couple of first-time NIRA starts as well between the 19 and the 95. So it's going to be interesting from my perspective to see how they will do as this race goes on.
Lap 26 of 60, and we expect the cycle of pit stops, if this race stays green, to be around lap 38, lap 39, lap 40, somewhere around lap 40, and that general vicinity. But we're not even halfway through this race quite yet, and I think anyone in this lead pack still has a shot. Now it's going to be interesting. Will we run into the lap traffic of Trey Wright and Nathan Faden before we get the pit stops? I think we will, and that could end up being the reason for the caution if they do not get around them correctly. You look at the average miles per hour, 224.242. Keep in mind, we do not run restrictor plates here at Daytona in the NOFSRL, unlike in real life. Of course, we do run restrictor plates at Armory Digital, but at Daytona and Talladega, we do not. And that's why these guys go as fast as they do. It allows them to get that outside lane to work, which is something we really like to see. And now we've had a true full cycle. Jacob Thibodeau in the 41. Started on the pole, fell back, and now he's back to the race lead on lap 27. And he is going to lead another lap here at Daytona in the Christmas Eve 500.
And you mentioned about Nova Switch place. That's the same with me, because I use the same versions of Daytona and Talladega. So a lot of
And Fisher G here, and we've yet to record the Darlington race in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, but we're looking at our possible champion over there in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, almost making it 4 wide. But I think what's more important is the fact that these guys are going to run right in. Oh, Dylan Young's up the racetrack. There it is, in the outside wall, and we got a big wreck off of turn number 4. Around goes Dylan Young, the number 1, also around. Luke Rainey involved. A lot of guys piling through this. Jesse Turner with damage. And I saw Fisher G with damage as well in the number 15. Dylan Young is destroyed. And I saw the number 4 of Ryan Durrani also get caught up. A tough break for those guys there. The number 11 of Ace Garcia has damage. A lot of the NOFSRL cars. And Sayer Diaz and the number 95 also torn up as well. Did Colton Yo get any damage from this one?
I think he's clean.
I think you're right. But Durrani's all torn up, and oh, we got some bumping going on right there, but I don't think it's going to affect Colton Yo. But our pole sitter, Jacob Thibodeau, he's got damage in the 41. Luke Rainey is destroyed. He's going to be done for the day with that. And Trey Wright, I don't know what happened. He got a piece of that one. But it wasn't that bad on the 34, at least for that accident. And this is the perfect opportunity. The absolute perfect opportunity for these guys to come down. The race leader is Gabriel Mauricio. When's the last time I said that? A long time ago, I'll tell you that much. Great to see this guy back. He's leading the race as he leads the field down the pit lane. One driver's going to stay out, lead a lap. That's Sebastian Cucolon. Not entirely sure why he's staying out, because this is the perfect time to come in. You need fuel now. And all these guys should be able to make it to the end of the race on this one stop. So here you go. Gabriel Mauricio coming down. We apologize for not being any numbers on the pit signs. We just didn't have time for it. I'm sorry. I'm working 12 days in the next, well, in 15. And I'm right in the middle of it right now at the time of us recording this. So I'm really busy. Busy off the pit lane. Winner off the pit lane. Zachary DeLello in the 72. Haven't seen DeLello in a while, but he's back on Napa Fan and leading the race, with Shane Lake second, Noah Clifton third, Josh Williamson, and Wyatt Quayle. That's top 5 off the pit lane in the Christmas Eve 500. That is going to be the only pit stop of the day. The rest of the race will be run on the racetrack, but some guys will not be able to participate in that race. Dylan Young in the number 2, Ryan Durrani in the 4. They're both torn up. Jacob Thibodeau in the 41 has a lot of damage, and Colton Yo, I believe, has got some damage. He's a little bit slow off the pit lane. Oh, he got a lot of rear-end damage there.
Oh.
He really got slammed. There's a tough break there for the number 12.
I think something happened to him on pit road, because before he got onto pit road, he didn't have that much damage.
So number 14 of Sebastian Kukulon is your race leader. He's going to have to come down the pit lane, as he's yet to make a stop in this race. He actually has a lot of damage in the number 14 machine, so we'll have to see how that all plays out for him. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to what happened on the caution. It was Dylan Young shooting up into Jacob Thibodeau, and a massive accident occurring off of turn 4 here at Daytona. And here they are, nearly 4 wide off the corner, and it's Dylan Young who shoots up. And I think Dylan Young's trying to think about what he's going to do with Trey right ahead of all this. And this is not Jacob Thibodeau's fault at all. It's Young's fault, unfortunately. Shot up into the 41 right there. Marciu actually got damage from all this. Oh, he took a hard hit to the outside wall. And so did the 24. He took a hard hit. Johnny Gardner. Josh Williamson got caught up, and realistically, the guy who avoided all of it was Zachary DeLello, which is why he's the race leader. A lot of guys in the middle of the pack actually avoided this one, but you see there, number 1 machine of Audra Baranowskis getting some air right there. She's had a wild year. She won the Indianapolis 250. She's got a couple wins on the year, but I don't think she's going to win this one. Luke Rainey, and right there, it's when Turner comes in the Rainey. That's what really ends Rainey's day. And Turner has a lot of damage. Tough break for the veteran driver. He's had a tough year on Napa Fan, unfortunately. And the number 11 machine, Ace Garcia, also got some damage and all that as well. It's so hard to review these accidents at Daytona. There's just so many guys that get involved. So hard to keep track of all that happens in a wreck at the World Center of Racing.
So they were just trying to avoid Trey White and just nowhere to go. Not Dylan Young's fault whatsoever. And then after that, carnage broke loose here at Daytona. Multiple cars involved, about half the field involved. Luckily no one flipped, but a lot of big names are torn up in this one, in the big one at Daytona.
On board, the number 17 of Jesse Turner for this accident. You see all heck break loose ahead of him, and for the most part he avoided this. Was able to avoid Durrani, but could not avoid his teammate Luke Rainey, who shot up into the racetrack. And Turner's going to have a lot of damage, and I don't think he's going to have a shot at winning this race. And one more thing, Colt Neo coming off the pit lane, and rookie Sayer Diaz got into him, and it stopped Yo on the racetrack, and Tyler Fink had nowhere to go and ran right into the rear end of the 12. Such a tough break there for the 2-time defending race winner of the Christmas Eve 500. Doubt that he's going to win it again this year. Your race leader is going to be the 72 of Zachary DeLello. Let's see what he does on the restart here in the NOFSRL/NIRA Christmas Eve 500. And we're back here at the Christmas Eve 500, and I'm a little bit surprised by this strategy of Sebastian Kukulon. I do not see the purpose of it. He's yet to make a pit stop in this race, and he decided to stay out. Did not decide to go to the back of the field, and I don't know why you want to do that. Maybe he's thinking we might get a quick caution, but there just is nothing to gain for staying out right here. But he is your race leader in the number 14 machine. Zachary DeLello, Shane Lake, Noah Clifton, Josh Williamson, Wyatt Quayle, 48 machine. Christian Vargas is there. Zachary Fitzwater is 8th. 38 machine of Quentin Moore, and the 32 of Mitchell Collins. That is the top 10 coming to the restart. Drivers who are out of the race include, or at least a lap down, include Trey Wright, Johnny Gardner, Audra Baranowskis, Ace Garcia, Fisher G. They're all a lap down and out of the race. Colton Yo is still in, But Luke Rainey, Jesse Turner, and the number 2 of Dylan Young all join. The rest of those drivers is out of the race here at Daytona. Trey Wright is still on the racetrack, a lap down. So we have ourselves 33 drivers still on the racetrack, 32 on the lead lap, meaning that 7 drivers are out of the race here at Daytona. And Kukulon getting swarmed. There goes Shane Lake to the inside, and now the racing is going to change. We have a lot of cars with damage, some cars that don't have damage. These guys are going to be spread out quite a bit here, and they're really spreading out right now. Kukulon, that might have been why he tried to stay out. Might have been his only shot at having a chance at this race victory. He's got to be careful, though. Number 14, if he's going to come down the pit lane. Another one! That's number 13 around with number 9. Another big wreck off of turn number 4. Right after the restart. The 22 machine all torn up. Bradley Ream got caught up in this one. The 62 of Travis Crampton. I think Colton Yule got caught up again. The 51 of Julius Anderson. Sayer Diaz with heavy damage. And the 19 of Gabriel Marcia. I think he avoided it. RJ Bishop there. The number 4 of Ryan Durrani. And the 9, Anthony Fox, in his first career Napa Fam start, is junk. Well, that didn't work out. Shane Lake won the race back to the line, and another quick yellow. It's their second caution of the race. We went the first 26 laps without a yellow. Past 8 laps, we've had 2. Don't you just love how that works out?
Yeah, that was weird, but the 14 of Kukulon having damage, I knew that's not going to work out, and it unfortunately did not work out. Just a tough break for everyone that was involved, and pretty much after they went spinning, all I can say is Malcolm breaks.
That happens a lot here. Zach Winkle with heavy damage, Cameron Garlington in the 3 with heavy damage. Tough break for him. Number 38 also with heavy damage. That is Quentin Moore. He's going to be out of the race. Garlington's going to be out of the race. Sayer Diaz out of the race. A lot of guys out of the race after that one. And then it shouldn't have happened. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second caution here in the Christmas Eve 500. And here they are coming off of turn number 4. It's Zach Winkle who's shooting up. Don't exactly know why he's that far up the racetrack, but number 9 machine, Anthony Fox has nowhere to go. Quentin Moore, same thing for him. Now Fitzwater and the 37 of Wyatt Quayle avoid this. They're all ahead of it. 42, haven't mentioned Chris Moffitt yet in this race, but he's going to be done. Tough break for him right there. And the 78 of Keyshawn Richardson also caught up. Gabriel Marcia with a bit of damage right there. He went around. Bradley Ream. 96 machine of RJ Bishop. And then there's where Cameron Garlington gets caught up with Sayer Diaz. And then you see Nathan Fade and Trey Wright come into this one. I think Derek Hamill avoids it. Jacob Thibodeau still in this race avoids it. And then you see the 51 and the 62 there. Travis Crampton getting caught up. A lot of damage on the 62 and the 51 machine of Julius Anderson sliding into it as well. The 20 of Ashlyn Boyd headed down the pit lane, and so did Colton Yo. I believe they avoided, for the most part, maybe a little bit of damage. A tough break for those guys right after the restart. Another big wreck here at Daytona.
So, I think what happened was that they were trying to get by the number 14 of Kukulon, but it did not work, and just squeezed up into each other, and then just ARCA breaks galore. A lot like the Mountain Speeds 500 that I do every year on my channel. Just they are racing back to the line, and they just don't know how to avoid it. And unfortunately, because of that, a lot of cars get torn up in the second crash of the day here in the Christmas Eve 500.
A tough break for all those guys involved. Sayer Diaz's first career start. Anthony Fox's first career start. Number 62, Travis Crampton. A one-time winner on Napa Fan. Of course, I believe he has a little bit more on the NRA side, but he's not going to win here today. And we didn't even mention Chris Moffitt, his first ever start on Napa Fan. First time we mentioned him, it's a wreck in the number 42. Tough break for him right there. I believe Colton Yo and Ashlyn Boyd are going to get back out there. They'll be fine. Shane Lake, your race leader. Let's get to the restart here on the Christmas Eve 500 2019. And we are back here at Daytona. Christmas Eve 500 action at the Daytona International Speedway alongside Nathan Stapleton. We got Shane Lake leading the field here. We're going to restart with now 23 laps to go. And Nathan, what's your take on all that's happened so far here today?
Well, let's just say that some people are going to get some coal for Christmas, and some people are going to get plushions for Christmas. It's been a really wild race up to this point, and to be honest, we are not done yet. Still over 20 laps left in the Christmas Eve 500. Shane Lake will lead us back to the green, and we are back racing in the Christmas Eve 500.
It's still Shane Lake and Zachary DeLello. Josh Williamson, 48 machine of Christian Vargas, found himself up to the 4th position in the 47 Noah Clifton, the top 5 on the restart. DeLello to the inside, take a look and see who got knocked out on that one. And Cameron Garlington's out, Quentin Moore is out, Sayer Diaz is out. Number 9 machine Anthony Fox is out, 96 of RJ Bishop is out, 62 Travis Crampton, the 42 of Chris Moffitt, all out of the race after that accident. We are now left with 25 drivers on the lead lap, and Trey Wright still out there a lap down with 26 cars on the racetrack. They're led by Zachary DeLello.
Yeah, Zachary DeLello, a really good driver. Overall, he won the first ever Clash in the Rebel Cup Series in 2018, but he has not. Well, actually, never mind. And right now, he is in the chase in the Rebel Cup Series right now, so trying to carry some momentum leaving from Daytona.
We'll have to see what he can do. I think he's a strong contender to win this race. Watch out, another guy's in this pack who's got a really strong chance. That is Zachary Fitzwater, the other Zachary. And we got a bit of a split pack right now, and that means a lot of these guys back in here have a lot of damage, and I'm a little bit surprised by how many people are actually off the pace. Bobby Fraser back in there, 78 machine Keyshawn Richardson, Ashlyn Boyd, got Kukulon, and the number 13 of Zach Winkle. Of course, all these guys were at least a little bit involved in something today, and you can just see how split up they are. We're realistically left with only maybe 11 drivers who don't have any damage that's slowing them down. So that makes it really interesting. Those drivers include Zachary DeLello, Shane Lake, number 48 of Christian Vargas, 37 of Wyatt Quayle, 23 of Derek Hamill, a great run here in this race, 32 of Mitchell Collins, Eli Bright in the 88, the 21 of Casey Nanico, 66 of Zachary Fitzwater, Noah Clifton in the 47, Josh Williamson in the 00, going for his first career Napa fan win, and Casey Nanico in the 18. Or sorry, not Casey Nanico. Casey Nanico's in the 21. Silas Orta in the 18. My apologies right there. 12 cars in this lead pack. Nathan Faden, and I mentioned Faden earlier on. If he got a caution, he could have a shot at closing his way back in. He's not in the lead draft, but he's in 13th right here, and if he can reel these guys in, he might have a shot, but he just seems to be too far behind to catch up to this pack right now. Back to the race lead, number 37 of Wyatt Quayle to the inside of Zachary DeLello. Wyatt Quayle almost won the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500. Keep that in mind. Pretty good driver, and almost got the race victory. He did win a Chick-fil-A Cup Series race at Las Vegas over the summer, or actually it was back in winter, but you know what I mean. And there goes Ace, or almost said Ace Garcia for a reason, because he used to drive that car in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. There's Derek Hamill to the inside for the race lead on Wyatt Quayle and Zachary DeLello.
Derek Hamill come from, I haven't seen him always run until the very first couple of laps. But he survived both big ones so far, and now he is out front here at Daytona.
Derek Hamill, love to see this guy get a race victory. It's been a while since he's won a race on Napa Fan, and this is a pretty big race for a driver to win. Looks like he might lose the race lead right there. Goes Eli Bright to the inside. And you got Noah Clifton, outside pole sitter, still in contention here as well. Casey Nanico, a dark horse for this one. A lot of these guys are dark horses. Really haven't seen a lot of these guys up front that much in this race, and they're all going to have a shot at this race victory here in the Christmas Eve 500, including Silas Orta. And Silas Orta, you can actually see the rear deck lid on that 18 is popped up. That might be why he's not really rejoining this pack fully. He's keeping with the pack, but I don't know if he's going to have a shot at that inside lane and the race victory. So we'll have to see how it all goes down for him. It's 16 laps to go in this race, and almost 4 wide again. That's Nanico losing grip off of turn 4, getting in the Quail and DeLello to the race lead. It's Noah Clifton. Here they come on the 43 of Tyler Fink. And they're 3 wide. They're going to have to find some way to get around this guy. Middle lane is going to get held up right there. And now the chess game is going to start. Where do you go? Which line do you choose when you reach this lap traffic? That's all it takes. And if you pick the right line, you're going to be the race winner. Eli Bright, Williamson, Quail, Vargas, Orta, Shane Lake, and Zachary Fitzwater all getting held up by Tyler Fink in the 43. That's going to leave 5 drivers in the lead pack, with a lead battle between Casey Nanico and Noah Clifton for the race lead.
Yeah, that's what it all comes down to. It a lot of times on these super speedways, when we get lap traffic, it's chess game. You go to the bottom to get around them, the middle, or the top. And right now, it is only a 5-car pack left, and it's my boy Noah Clifton leading the field for Team NIRA.
We always talk about snow and winter weather and those Christmas songs, and this guy has to deal with the opposite of that during this time of year. But it's going to be a winter wonderland in some way, shape, or form if Noah Clifton gets this race victory. He's got to hold off some strong drivers, though. Derek Hamill, a very experienced veteran, just like Clifton. Remember, Clifton's been on that fan for quite a while. He knows what he's doing. Casey Nanico trying to get his 2nd career Napa fan win. I believe he's won before, I'm pretty sure. Might be wrong about that. Zachary DeLello, he's young in his career. And, of course, Mitchell Collins as well. Of course, Collins... No, it's Mitchell Carter. Different Mitchell. But Collins has won before Napa fan as well, I do believe. Can't quite remember. I can never remember with these drivers. We have 220-some different winners. How do you expect me to remember them all? But Nanico with a great run down to the inside. He got a good run on Noah Clifton there, but Clifton hanging on here. And I believe Clifton at this point has led the most laps. Oh, he's going to get held up right there. That's Ryan Durrani, Nanico, Collins, and Hamill are all going to get to the inside, but they might have to deal with Trey Wright. Wright's going to hang back there, and it's not going to be an issue, but oh boy. The closing rate is just humongous here at Daytona, and lots of times they figure it out all right, but sometimes they don't. And we could see some big wrecks occur because of it.
Yeah, very true that happened. In like Daytona 500 in the first season of the Web Cup Series. But it got late in the race. I didn't think that we were going to crash again. But then lap traffic caused a late race caution. So it's far from over. Even though it's still 12 laps though, we could see that a similar situation happen again and have a thriller late in this race.
It's very possible. What this does here with these lap cards is going to put guys like Zachary Fitzwater and Josh Williamson back in the mix. Because I think all these guys are going to bunch back up into one big pack. I don't think there's any way these guys can actually really keep a pack like this and not close back in. They don't have to deal with lap traffic until these guys, and these guys are going relatively fast. Jacob Thibodeau in the 41, Colton Yo, and Anderson with the 22 machine of Bradley Reen. They're all on the tail end of the lead lap, I do believe. So we'll have to see how it all plays out for Mitchell Collins, the race leader now. Casey Nanico in 2nd. I don't know about these guys, if DeLello and Fitzwater are going to close back in or not. 0-0 there of Josh Williamson a little ways behind. I think they're going to close in. It looks like they're going to close in, but you never know. Yeah, they're definitely going to close in. Who am I kidding? That's Fitzwater we're talking about. Why wouldn't he be able to close in? Fitzwater has 18 career Napa, or should I say 17 career Napa fan wins. He's never won in the NIRA before. It might take a Napa fan race in the NIRA for him to win an NIRA race. But he closed right back in on that pack with DeLello, and now they're back in contention for this race victory with 10 laps to go.
But you know what? If that were to happen, it would count. So Fitzgerald doesn't care if he wins this race or not. He wants to win this race to get his 18th Green Lap fan win and his first NIRA win. But something that I noticed there, the two Zachary's worked together to catch up to this lead pack. But I'm not too surprised because they are both on Team NIRA.
We'll have to see how it all goes down there. Fitzwater is the veteran. He has more wins combined than, or should I say, more wins than the rest of these drivers he's racing with combined. I wanted to use that word combined in there somewhere, and I just jumped the gun. But there goes Clifton to the inside of Mitchell Collins, trying to work that inside on the 32. And 4 wide, that is Williamson and Fitzwater, and in the wall goes Eli Bright, but they keep it together, and they keep on going straight. That's going to affect Eli Bright just a little bit. He lost a lot of momentum right there. That could have been much worse than what it was, but a great job at Eli Bright and all those drivers avoiding a major wreck as they were going 4 wide. There goes Nanico back to the inside. It seems like the 3 strongest guys right now are Nanico, Clifton, and Collins. We'll have to see if one of those guys gets the race victory. They're going to close in on Tyler Fink again. Who's going to be in what line when they close up to this 43 machine? Will Clifton get held up, or will the outside lane get held up? They're going to split them. Williamson's going to get held up in the 00. And he's still stuck behind Fink. 48 of Christian Vargas, Zachary DeLello, Eli Bright, and Shane Lake all get stuck behind the 43.
Oh, man.
To the race lead, Derek Hamill on the inside of Noah Clifton. 7 laps to go in the Christmas Eve 500.
Wow. I knew that they were gonna, I knew that Fink was gonna split the field up somehow. They did a good job for the most part splitting them, but someone had to get screwed, and that was the 00 of Josh Williamson, unfortunately. But you know what? 6 laps to go. It's crunch time now in the Christmas Eve 500, and right now 6 drivers have a shot at the race win.
And you know, DeLello really got hurt because of that number 43 at Tyler Fink right there. He's lost the draft completely. He's well behind 33 seconds off the race lead at this point, so he's not going to have a shot at this point unless something drastic happens. They might close in on these guys before the end of the race, so we'll have to see. They're side by side, Casey Nanico and Derek Hamill. Now, once you get to a pack like this, it gets difficult to make a pass, and that might be beneficial to Hamill and Nanico if they want to get this race victory. But I'm looking at that 66 of Zachary Fitzwater. You know, he's a great driver, and he's going to have a really good chance of winning this race here today. 5 laps to go. We're within the window that if we get a caution, the race is going to end. So these guys know that at any point the race could be over, and they are going to close in on lap cars right here to the inside. Nanico's going to try to make a move. Colton Yo blocked them, and they're all going to block these guys. Oh boy, they're going to get impatient here, and that could cause an accident. Nanico going to get to the inside right there. Same with Wyatt Quayle and Zachary Fitzwater. And it's Derek Hamill and Noah Clifton who get held up. Clifton is going to make a move to the inside. I believe he's going to stay with the lead draft. And Nanico's going to open the door on the inside to the inside of Bradley Ream and the rest of the lap cars. Hamill will also stay with these guys, so they're not really going to get split up too much. But they're now in a single file line, led by the 21 of Casey Nanico. There's the 4 of Ryan Durrani, but they're in a single file line. And that's going to help him out. Fitzwater trying to make a move on Wyatt Quayle. Quayle to the inside of Nanico for the race lead. He had a great run to the inside, and Wyatt Quayle's going to take it away. We got a yellow. That's going to do it. Yellow flag is out here at Daytona, and Wyatt Quayle in the 37 will win the race back to the line. Only unless something happens, Wyatt Quayle is going to win the Christmas Eve 500.
I was about to say that 4 out of the top 6 but in ILA drivers, 2 out of the top 6 but in the NOFSRL drivers. And late in the going, Team and ILA worked together, and the way it stands, the top 3 would be Team and ILA.
Wyatt Quayle found his way to the lead at the perfect time, and it does appear that it might have been something involving Tyler think possibly. We don't quite know. We'll have to go back and check. This is the third straight. No, that's actually not correct. Not correct, because the Krispy Kreme Series race at Talladega did finish under green, but third out of the last 4 Super Speedway races on Napa Fan to end under caution began a couple weeks ago at Armory Digital in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. That race ended under caution. The Truck Series race at Talladega ended under caution, and this one is going to end under caution as well. But Wyatt Quayle on the 37, what a move right there that he had on Casey Nanico down the backstretch, and he took it away from that number 21 machine. And only unless something happens, which odds are it won't. We haven't seen any mechanical issues in this race, so we would assume that Wyatt Quayle is going to be a race winner, but we can't give it to him quite yet. He has to officially cross the line at lap 60. Before then, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the third and final caution of the day here in the 2019 Christmas Eve 500. And we could have avoided a caution, I think, for this one. Ashlyn Boyd got into the 43 of Tyler Fink, and there's nobody coming behind Fink when he gets that thing going again, but they called it really quickly and right there, and I think that was happening right as Wyatt Quayle made the move on Nanico. He made the move at the perfect time. Wyatt Quayle on the 37. Looks like he's going to be your race winner here in the 2019 NOFSRL/NIRA Christmas Eve 500. And here we go, coming to the checkered flag here in the Christmas Eve 500, Wyatt Quayle in the number 37, the biggest win of his career on Napa Fan and in the NIRA. Wyatt Quayle is going to win the 2019 Christmas Eve 500 here at Daytona. Going to end the year off in victory lane. Great job out of Wyatt Quayle there, getting the lead at the perfect time. And how about that one, Nathan? Race ended just a little bit early, and we mentioned it, you know, they knew that the race could end at any time. And that's exactly what happened right there with the number 37 machine of Wyatt Quayle.
Yeah, he timed it perfectly, had some help from his teammates with the NILA, and I think that is his first career start in the NILA, and he gets the win for Team NILA. And I don't mean to brag, but the top 3 positions are all Team NILA.
All the power to you, man. You guys did a great job. Of course, we're not going to keep track of the points for it this year, I don't think. But either way, I think if we did, we know which team would win. So, congratulations to Wyatt Quayle Team NIRA for getting the race victory here in the Christmas Eve 500. There are the official standings of the race. Wyatt Quayle, Mitchell Collins. Great job out of Noah Clifton. He was the strongest guy all race from start to finish. Casey Nanico, the first of the NOFSRL guys, finishing in this race, and then rounding out the top 5 was Derek Hamill. Great run for him. Zachary Fitzwater finished in 6th. And then it was Shane Lake finishing 7th. Josh Williamson, Christian Vargas, and Eli Bright, the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the finishing results right there. But how about Wyatt Quayle? Getting it done here in the penultimate race of the year on Napa Fan. And that's going to be his last win of the decade. Let's think about this. The penultimate race of the decade on Napa Fan. And of course, I don't know what you guys have left in the NIRA, but great job out of the 37 here to get it done at Daytona.
Yeah, a great job for Wyatt Quayle. And to answer the question, pretty much all that we have left on the NIRA side for mine is to crown 2 champions at Homestead very soon. So I only have 2 races left on my side of the NIRA. So just a great win for Wyatt Quayle, getting the job done in one of the biggest special events on both of our channels and in both of our leagues.
And Wyatt Quayle with a huge victory, biggest of his career on Napa Fan. And we're going to see how it all shakes out for 2020 and those guys, and looking forward to see how it all goes down. But mention those finales at Homestead. Well, we got another finale at Homestead tomorrow, Christmas night at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's the New Era 259 in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, the finale race. And I don't know what the championship situation is quite yet, because at the time of us recording this race, we don't know the finishing results of Darlington, because you have to do it. But definitely recommend checking that out. And when are your finales? Whenever they're going to come up?
Probably the last weekend of 2020.
Well,
No.
2019. Boy, that's a little ways out there, isn't it? 2019. We all know what you mean, man. Either way, I'll go ahead and let Nathan close us out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the finale race in Season 6 of the NOFSRL Turkey Hill Truck Series. I will see you guys later.
Yeah, a huge thanks to everyone that signed up for both Team and ILA. Yay, we won. And congratulations to Team and a huge thanks to Team NOFSRL for everyone that signed up. I can't speak at this point. But anyway, thank you guys for so much for watching. A huge thanks to everyone that signed up. And for the last time, congratulations to Wyatt Quill for getting his first win in the Christmas Eve 500. And for Napa fans and for the NOFSRL and for the NILA, I'm NSRacing42, aka Nathan Stapleton, and we will see you guys next time. Bye!
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays! I will see you guys later!
Ho ho ho!
Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas.